This is going to be going over the Operation Summer Bootcamp minigame. There's some slight changes to it this year, or if you didn't get the chance to play it last year, you can see what's all about. So at the very start, you have to do these two ones, which are little time stages, and you get the infinite stage, and there's like nothing stopping you from doing it all in the first week. You get every single character unlocked immediately, and they also, I'm pretty sure they shortened the amount of stuff you need to upgrade the characters. There's like not that much. It takes like 3 games to do it. So it's a lot faster. You could blast this all out in a single day if you really wanted to, or you can slowly spread it out. Like if you do like 1 game every single day, I think it's probably more than enough to finish everything. You get all of your rewards from here. As you play, you'll get these little summon coins you can use to roll for things, and eventually you'll get everything. It's nothing too hard. The game itself is pretty simple, and even if you're not good at it, you'll be able to get coins no matter what. Let's go over everything about the game. So, for which character you should pick, it's up to you. Basarunka is slower, a bit lower damage, but with higher bulk. Hwoyoung is an all-rounder, and then Aram is fast, high damage, low bulk. Whatever you prefer, or just whoever you like most. For me, that is Hwoyoung. And then we're going to just go in and take a look at some of the basics. You start off, you pick a character, you get a random weapon. The wooden sword is what we have. So there are some weapons that kind of just slash in front of you, or this one slashes. There's some that do other things in the direction you're facing. There's like 3 weapons that do stuff in the direction you're facing. You're gonna, okay, there's this beeping noise that happens. If you want to stop that while you're thinking, just make it go left and right. I think you can just mash left. You don't have to go left and right. You can just mash something. And then the, you can pick up more stuff. Let's pick up this. So this, there's some weapons that spin around you, and then there's weapons that just kind of do things in like random spots on the screen. Like this one, the bees just kind of fly out and do things. You don't really control anything about it. So let's look at some of the auxiliary weapons as well. The energy drink, these kind of like boost your stats, but they combine with weapons. When they both hit level 5, you'll be able to get a stronger version of the weapon. You can also reroll with 2 of the coins, but the cost will go up each time. So you don't want to... Oh, you do have to go left and right, whatever. The cost will go up each time, so you can't really do it too much. We're going to... This one's useless, by the way. Never pick up the pencil. Complete garbage. We're going to just pick up some stuff. He also added a little cooldown thing here at the top left. You can see the actual cooldown of the stuff now. So you can pick this up, and then eventually when we hit level 5, we'll be able to combine it. Plus, there are certain auxiliary weapons that boost the capabilities of some of your weapons, and you'll want to pick these based on basically what you're using. Like the spear and the speakers really like special meds, and so do the water spout. Duration, I think, is nice for the tube and the beach ball. It's really just personal preference, what you like. Let's go ahead and, okay, let's make this beeping noise go away, and let's take a look at what the combinations are. So here are all the combinations. You have the sword, the spear, the clam, and the banana. I grouped these 4 together kind of because they attack in the direction that you're facing. There's the tube and the speaker, which I grouped together because these are just little AoEs around you. They're nice for just making sure you're not like vulnerable on stuff just running directly at you. The speaker, the beach ball kind of, and also the bees sort of do things without really your input. They just kind of do things somewhere on the screen. Stuff is happening, and they're really nice because of like their ability to just hit things like everywhere. A lot of your end game is spent kind of just running away from projectiles and dodging them. So this is nice for being able to deal damage, especially without facing them or even being near what you're trying to hit. And then this thing is kind of unique on its own. It just drops things behind you for enemies to walk into. Not a huge fan of this one because of the way the enemies track you. It's kind of annoying to actually get them to walk directly on it. But first up, let's take a look at the sword. So the sword, we saw it swipes directly in front of you. Once you combine it with the roll abilities, you get the beam sword, which fires waves of energy in front of you. It's a pretty good AoE clear tool. Its damage is not very good, but it's fast, and it is a piercing move, so it just cleaves everything in front of you. Of course, the only like real issue is that you have to look in the direction that you're facing to attack, but pretty solid weapon just for its AoE, even if its damage is not too high. The spear, on the other hand, has big damage. It's a bit small at the start, but once you manage to upgrade it, it'll be a cone in front of you, and with the special meds, you can increase its size. The damage on this is really high, it's just range is a little bit short. There's the exploding clamshell, which well, it's the clamshell which makes the exploding clamshell. This fires in front of you. You really want the special gloves with these to increase the attack count, so it'll fire out like 4 or 5 clams. I think it's 4. And then you basically get like a rapid fire machine gun of exploding clamshells, which they don't pierce, so they'll stop at what they hit, but they explode, they do good damage, and you'll pretty much rip through everything in front of you. Again, the same issue of having to face the direction, but it's still really good damage. For the tube, it's a little AoE around you. The serrated tube is the same thing as the tube, it's just higher damage. It's good for killing things in your general area, combines with the energy drink, and notably for the bottom two here, they use the same auxiliary weapon as the ones here, so you can get kind of a 2-for-1 if you do tube plus water spout. This means that you only have to spend 1 auxiliary weapon slot to upgrade both of them, and that means you can pick up 1 extra thing to enhance your weapons. The speaker is another AoE around you. It's pretty similar to the tube, it's just it uses the black hole instead of the energy drink. And the size on this gets comically large when you upgrade it if you have the thing that also boosts its size. And then we're going to go bottom top here. The bees fly out, they hit things. When you get the wasps, they'll leave little poison clouds behind. So good for just, killing things in like areas that you're not really paying attention to. The water spout, easily the best thing in this game, I think. It's got really big AoE. The Vortex, the upgraded version, pulls enemies in. It'll suck them in, pretty much kill them instantly. And then it appears everywhere. It's like constantly going. It's so necessary for just being able to get through all of the hordes of mobs on the stage. The only thing to mildly worry about is like stuff getting pulled onto you. Only really bosses, but it shouldn't be too big of an issue if you're running around. The beach ball, this is more funny than anything else. I'm not sure how good it is. It becomes comically fast when you upgrade it if you manage to also get the thing that increases projectile speed. The only problem with this is that it only hits one thing at a time, but it is kind of bouncing around like a maniac, and it is blazing fast. I genuinely cannot tell how much damage this thing is doing. I generally avoid it, but it's very funny to play with. Titanium banana, when you upgrade it, it's just a cone of, projectiles in front of you that fly out in like kind of random directions. It's in the direction that you're facing, so it's still pretty controllable. They're nice because they do, it's another piercing hit that goes really far. You generally want, some sort of piercing attacks, because there's a lot of projectiles on the screen at the end, and when you kill the thing throwing a projectile, the projectile disappears. So it's very nice to have some sort of damage of that. I think you definitely want, one of, the sword, the clam, or the banana. And then this thing, it just leaves little thumbtacks for stuff to run into, and like I mentioned, I don't like it this much. I think it's a bit annoying to play around. You kind of have to, really go out of your way to use this. It doesn't combine with the sword. I completely forgot about that, but it doesn't matter because this thing sucks. Anyways, there's also the auxiliary weapons that boost things. You have the gloves, the meds, energy bar, spring, and pocket watch. You can see what they boost here. So attack count, this will make the speaker last longer, actually, because the speaker attacks a certain amount of times. I think this one is one of the ones that you almost always pick up, just because of how good Water Spout is. It's just going to make the Water Spout do insane things. And we also have the special meds. This increases the size of stuff. Nice for the Water Spout. The Water Spout honestly already kind of does 1 billion damage and has really good size even without it, but it becomes very funny with it, and the speakers too just become so absurdly large. And then we have the energy bar, increases attack speed. This can be nice, especially for the tube, if this was your close range weapon around you of choice, because it makes the tube last longer, technically, because it'll be up more often. It's pretty much permanently active with this. Projectile speed, I'm not too much of a fan of. I do think it's funny with the beach ball, though. And then duration, I usually skip this one, just because I think some of the other ones are better. But this can be nice for the tube as well. So pretty much you just pick these up based on what your primary weapon that you like the most is, and also with RNG. Let's go ahead and do a full run and see how it goes. Sometimes at the start, I reset if I get a weapon I don't like, really. If I get the block, I reset. Otherwise, you just go with it. So we're going to try to kill this thing here and get our first level up. And so here, we got nothing that works with the speaker, so we can start deciding what we want. It's not the block. I don't feel like going spear. We're going to pick this up and we're going to go banana. And we got the black hole. Generally, when you're picking stuff, you want to try and pick up things that will synergize with what you have already. So we're going to get the black hole. That beeping noise is really annoying. So beach ball, energy bar, and bamboo spear. This is kind of unfortunate because I didn't really want any of these. We don't have a reroll, so we're going to go with... Let me think. I have the banana, the speaker. I do want the water spout too. Let's go with the energy bar, because we can do that for the bananas and maybe the bees. Okay, we're going to use a reroll here, because nothing here really works with what we have. And nice, we got the bees. Your runs will be very subject to RNG, so don't, like, decide too early what you're going to be using. And then... So, like, here we kind of got, like, screwed a little bit. We're going to be missing out on one of our auxiliary weapons, unfortunately. And that's just because I really want the water spout. Maybe we end up not getting it just because of bad RNG on the rolls. We're gonna pick this up and hope we get the water spout. And because, like, we had to pick up the... Okay, we're gonna pick up the beach ball, because we picked up the heart, so it does, like, work with it. And when you get stuff like that, where you have... Like, I'm still fishing for the water spout, and we're not getting it, so I'm just picking up the ones that I already have to upgrade them. And kind of bad RNG here, but... And, you know, like, sometimes you're just not going to get the thing that you want. Life, I guess. Okay, well, there's the water spout. Our inventory is looking a bit, like, not fantastic, though. Just because we have this useless cat's paw here, which isn't doing anything. We're gonna press spacebar here for our screen wipe. The cat's paw is, like, not doing anything, because we didn't have space for the banana, just because of, like, bad RNG and stuff. So we're going to try to ignore that one. It would have been a lot better if we managed to pick up either the size thing or the attack count thing, because we have speaker and water spout, which both benefit from that a lot. Generally, I prefer to try and focus on maxing out one thing if possible, because the upgraded weapons are just insanely strong. So we got the beach ball max there. Water spout is also kind of close. We have 3 maxed out weapons. It's just a matter of which auxiliary weapons we get now. Gonna level up the speakers for a bit more AoE. Let's increase the heart since our beach ball is maxed out already. Water spout maxed out. And hopefully we can get some energy drinks. I probably should have went for the heart there. Oh well. You can see the boss's tank here. This time it did not get instantly one-shot by the screen wipe. The bosses all drop healing items as well. That's why, like, I ran straight into where the boss died, even though I couldn't see anything there. And then we're gonna go for this. You can use the screen wipe whenever you want. Oh, here's our first upgraded weapon, the Vortex. And it's a little bit worse than usual just because we didn't get the upgraded versions, or the enhancements with, like, the... What was it? I think it's, like, the gloves that increases the attack count is very, very nice, but still pretty nice to have. And that's just gonna... You have to play so many runs to max out everything anyways, you don't have to worry about pushing for perfect runs. If I could change anything for this, I would probably swap out the beach ball for the banana, and then drop the heart and pick up the gloves, I think is what I would do. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so we got the amp and the wasp at the same time now. There's a rubber ball, and you can see that rubber ball is just going crazy in the back over there. So once you max out everything, pretty much, you'll get little potions. Either a potion or a magnet to grab stuff around you. You pretty much always take the potion. You just want to stay topped up on HP. I feel like magnets drop pretty frequently already anyways. Also, I completely forgot to mention, there's keyboard controls. You don't have to use your mouse, and I'm kind of used to it. You can just use arrow keys and spacebar to select. And now we're gonna finally level up the Skin's Paw, which we don't really want, but we're stuck with anyways. You'll notice, like, you start taking a lot of damage at some point, and it's just because there's so many, like, random projectiles on the screen. Not just coming from you, but also coming from the enemies, that you're going to have to deal with just hitting them. Like, you can't really do anything about it. So I'm... Actually, this thing should have dropped the healing thing, which I picked up already. So otherwise I would have bought the healing thing there instead of the Kitten's Paw. And half the time I find myself just kind of running around on the edges, because there's way too many things in the center, and it's nice to have natural barriers on my side where projectiles can't come from. And sometimes you can just walk in, use your train wave. This also does like a... Ooh, the magnet is nice when you're running around on the outside, but it also just gives you certain sides that the mobs can't come from, because they can't spawn there. We're good on HP. Let's do the Kitten's Paw. Gonna take a small trip into the center area. Okay, that thing's gotta chill. I am mildly curious how many mobs are building up in the center while I'm running around the edges. But like a lot of them are just kind of dying without me ever seeing them because of the bees and the water spouts. Ooh, be very careful of the bosses. We're gonna take this chance to heal up a bit. That mark because I think where the previous one ended last year. And these mobs are starting to get very, very tanky. Now we have two bosses active at the same time, but it's a bit hard to get over there and kill it. It's also getting very laggy at this point. It's a bit horrifying that the screen wipe doesn't actually wipe the screen anymore. I honestly think you could probably keep on doing this until a boss just runs at you and kills you instantly. But we'll see if like the level scaling or the HP scaling on the mobs gets too high or anything. I mean, this guy's been done for a while. I think you get the idea. Hey, ow. Oh, dude. Okay, well, got hit by projectile. That's the end, 57k. It definitely starts getting kind of hard near the end, but even if you die early, you'll still get a bunch of tokens. You can do your 10 rolls and see what you get. I mean, the rewards are set anyways, it doesn't really matter. Good luck with your minigame. I think just probably do like a short 10-minute match a day, and you'll be able to do everything no problem.